Christmas. Christmas. Oh, I didn't listen to a ton of Christmas music this season. Still got a Christmas song or two always going through my head, and in some ways I'm almost sad that it's, I probably am sad that Christmas is past us already, but specifically that the season for the music of Christmas is done. My back's still hurting. It's been hurting a little while. Maybe I should take off my tire flips today. Not do them. Focus on the bench press or something else. Actually running low on coffee. We'd had a problem with it for the longest time. I just had too many bags, too many different choices. Every morning I'm going, well, I should drink this one. Been in there a long time, it's not getting the attention. But now, I'm down to maybe a pot of Sumatra, and maybe, if I'm lucky, a pot of the peppermint mocha. I still have some Wake the Hell Up coffee, which is ultra caffeinated. And I have 2 bags of beans that were given to me by a friend several months ago that probably should be good because they're in bean format. Let's grab my coffee, grab my water, grab the phone, come on over here for a little bit, see how we're feeling. Oh, it feels nice. That feels nicer. Oh, let's see. What do I want to do? Just take that next step. I felt like I had a bunch of things on my mind to do. Turn on the TV, light the candles, cover my coffee, maybe turn it to subscriber only. I don't know. I did that. I used to do that a little bit. I kind of forgot about that as a power. If I feel like having a slow conversation with you folk, I can always go to subscriber only. And it slows the pace of comments. Not that I'm getting too many right now, or that I have anything to stressing me out, but sometimes I do. And it's nice to be able to go to subscriber only. Oh, I was going to turn off this light too. That's next in the list. That's better. Now we gotta get to light our candles. You know, just bring it back to me like this a little bit. Oh, that's kind of nice. Slide this up. Oh, my fireplace is buffering. We can't have that. Can't have that. Turn on a candle. Maybe bring it over here. I want you to enjoy the candle. If I'm going to have one, you might as well enjoy it. There it goes. Got my coffee, my water, my candle, my fireplace, and you fine folk. So, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. John Dowd says, you were interested in what I had to say about the Old Testament the other day. It was refreshing, you say. Well, I appreciate that you liked it or were interested, John. Yeah, no, I'm just telling you, if you read it and you don't have questions, I don't think you're reading it. I don't think you care. I mean, I guess I don't know if you care or not, but if you read it and you don't have questions or it doesn't bother you in some way, I don't understand, because, yeah. I started watching a movie last night called drawing a blank what it's called, but it's like a 90-minute, dang it, I'm drawing a blank. I'll think of it in a little bit. But it's a shortened version of the Old Testament, or at least Genesis part of it. And a guy's up there speaking to a group of Hebrews, and he's a learned man, and he's reading the Old Testament to this group. And this was in ancient times that he's reading it. It was written on scrolls, and he gave a very abridged version, at least the movie did, that I was enjoying. They draw out and make it so long. It's, besides the gruesomeness of the Old Testament, it's also just kind of painful writing. They repeat the same line over and over and over. Or they can't just say the Lord. They have to say the Lord your God who saved you from Egypt. And they say that like several times in a paragraph. It just, you're gone. The redundancy is painful. Not only are the details of it painful. So anyway, I was watching this movie last night, and I found it refreshing because it was such an abridged version. And I don't know if it's because it was shorter and I just got overwhelmed with words, or because they put characters that were playing various roles, like Abraham and all of them had characters playing the roles, and you could kind of remember the lineage of Abraham to Isaac to they changed his name to Israel, who had a son. His youngest son was Joseph, with a colorful coat, and got sold into slavery. And I'm almost remembering the details of it with greater ease after having watched this movie than I did from reading the actual words on the pages. The name of the movie I was watching last night, and I got to finish it, is The Covenant. And that's the pact that God made with, I think, Abraham, or maybe all of Israel, to be his chosen people. Let's see. Sacred Scrolls of Scripture. And again, if anyone's seen it and anyone wants a very abridged version of at least Genesis, I don't know how far they go. I was enjoying the telling of it in the movie The Covenant, which I started watching last night. But anyway, good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Friday morning. It is December 26th at 6:10 a.m. Happy Friday. Feels a little weird that it's post-Christmas now. And then we kind of have a quiet few days, and then it kind of happens again with New Year's Eve and New Year's. 'Tis the holidays. But anyway, again, this is Coffee with Ken. This is a little show I have been doing. I don't know if I said it was 6:10 a.m. or December 26th or Friday. In case I didn't, I just said it now. This is a little show I've been doing for quite some time. It's a show about me talking, about me sharing some feelings, kind of sharing the adventure that one man has as he goes through life. But for those that have been watching a while, you know I'm giving you the abridged version. It's not just a show about me talking. You know it is also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I got a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. It's the Starbucks Sumatra. And I am excited to take my first sip at this fairly early hour on a day after Christmas, a rainy day after Christmas here in Appleton, Wisconsin. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you have a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Cheers to us. Again, it's nice after having a lot of flavored coffee to just kind of go back and drink regular coffee. Try to get situated just right. I guess I'm not committed to this. I can lean back, but I feel so far from you. I feel like my knee is huge in the camera and it slowly shrinks down to my head. Maybe that's good because a lot of people will hop on and say I have a huge head. Again, it's all perspective. My knee isn't suddenly huge and my head isn't suddenly small. They're the exact same size they were yesterday. Let's see. Moving a little slow this morning. Woke up, I don't know, 25 minutes ago. Was having a dream. I think my sinuses were congested. I think I needed to gasp for air. And kind of laid there for a second, mulled life and everything that goes along with it. Felt a little afraid, as I typically do every morning. And fell back on faith and gratitude. Did you guys all have a Merry Christmas? I hope you did yesterday. Wonder how you spent it. Mine was amazingly quiet. 55, you had family over, I believe. I wonder if the most of you did. It was unusual for me, but it wasn't bad. I spent it, I'm trying to think. It was a very quiet Christmas for me. Hey, I'm going to do something. I hope I don't lose you. I hope I didn't lose you. I wanted to turn it to Do Not Disturb. Maybe I need to go back to my table. Do I want to go back to my table? Do I want to drink my coffee hunched over? I think I got a little soreness in my lower back. And because of that, I'm kind of having a little hard time being super duper comfortable with you fine folk. And I feel comfort, I guess why not strive for it? Am I a feminist? Is that what you said? Am I a feminist? I believe women are equal but different. It's not only women that are equal but different. We're all different. It's not just women. You're not going to find anybody that's the same as you. Does that make me a feminist, believing women are equal but different? Is it okay that I feel okay if a woman works or if a woman stays home? If a woman chooses to have a career? not be married, be gay, be straight, have kids, not have kids. I think that most of that would make me kind of a feminist, but I'll tell you what, most people wouldn't accuse me of being a feminist. I mean, the people that don't like me wouldn't, but they're always going to see what they want to see. So I guess it doesn't matter. Am I a feminist? Not in a battle protest thing, but in a respect women as much as I respect man sort of way. I guess I'm a feminist. Oh, huh. It's kind of a quiet audience. I was prepared to put it to subscriber only. A lot of times over the last several days, I've had the comments going so quickly that I couldn't read them, which is fine, I guess. But sometimes it'd be nice to have a quiet conversation with just a few people. Todd says he hopes my Christmas was wonderful. It was unusual. I'm trying to think. Did I speak to anybody yesterday? I just posted a video about how I think I'm becoming an introvert. All my life, I thought I needed to be around people and the life of the party and drinking and high. And I think I would let people in so far into my thoughts and being that I needed to be drunk or stoned to deal with it. And I've stopped drinking and smoking, as you know. And along with it, I just feel, and this is going to sound weird, but like safer by myself. Because I still think I absorb people's energy pretty much. If I'm in a room, or I meet somebody, I think I can feel what they're feeling and absorb what they're going through. And I think that's, you make yourself a little vulnerable when you feel that way. What happened to my viewers? I don't understand. Somebody says hot dog is the best food. No, hot dog's not the best food. I mean, there's good things to the hot dog. I've got 2 of them in my fridge. I can throw them in the microwave and they'll be good to go in about a minute. You can put them in. I also got a tub of mac and cheese in there. This like refrigerated mac and cheese you can buy in this huge tub. I will tell you what, that is a great meal. When you cook that up, I think it's like Bob Evans mac and cheese, and throw some hot dogs in there and then layer cheese on top of it. It's delicious. Let's see. Skip down to the end. Somebody said vegetables are the best food. Any thoughts or opinion on therapy dogs? I don't know. I don't like therapy dogs. I mean, I love dogs. I just don't like dogs in places they shouldn't be. There's an app. I'm still on Facebook. I don't know why I'm still on Facebook, by the way. I think Facebook frustrates me. I should never go on it. But anyway. And there's a young woman, nice looking woman, and she says something about, pet rules in apartments. Don't worry about it. Just get on this app and you can make your dog a therapy dog, and they can't stop you from bringing your pet in. And that bothers me. And I think 90% of therapy dogs are just pets that we like to have with us. And because of that, we bring them into grocery stores and restaurants and coffee shops because we like to have our dog with us. And I don't think dogs should be in grocery stores or restaurants or even coffee shops. I think dogs are great on a patio of a coffee shop or an outdoor patio that allows dogs, but having dogs walk around a restaurant seems crazy to me. You said therapy dogs and service dogs are different. Well, they didn't ask me about service dogs, didn't they? Aren't we talking about therapy dogs? Therapy dogs are not allowed anywhere. I think that they are. I think that they are 55. Because the people that are carrying them aren't blind. You know, I get it if you're blind. You know, we got to make accommodations for somebody who cannot see and needs a dog to guide them. Yeah. Doctors give out prescriptions for therapy dogs right now. If these are service dogs, I do not know what service they're performing. They aren't visually impaired or yeah. Well, I don't know. There's people that look and seem fully functional that are bringing dogs into restaurants for whatever reason. You say therapy dogs can be asked to leave. Oh. Well, even having to ask them to leave, I think is wrong. You know, people should know not to bring dogs into restaurants. If you're blind and you need to I get it. You should be able to have full access to restaurants and what have you. And they're amazingly animals that they help people walk around crowded streets and go through lights and be okay. So it's awesome that they exist. But I think dogs in restaurants is silly. Do I read the Bible daily? I do. I read, and it's not even I don't know why. I mean, I just started doing it. I don't even know why I work out. I don't even know why I do this show. I don't even know why I shave my head, why I get out of bed. I just start doing something, and it's hard for me to stop. I started reading the Bible about 3 months ago, and I'm in the 5th book of Deuteronomy. I'm just about finished, and I read 2 chapters a night, and I do it live here on YouTube. And they're all there, and they're called Bible readings. And every one of my readings is on my page. Any verse that I liked from the Bible, I haven't gotten into a whole lot of the Bible I've really liked so far. In the beginning. Yeah, no, I haven't gotten anything really that I liked a heck of a lot out of the Bible in terms of like verses I liked. Wait, hold on here. Somebody who said they're a landlord in one of your buildings, 24-year strict policy, no dogs allowed. But can they get around it by calling it can you do that legally if it's a therapy dog? I don't think you can even ask them. I like your thoughts. I'd like more. You say strict policy of no dogs allowed. I don't think legally you can do that. If they say it's a therapy dog,
I don't even think you can require them to show you a prescription or whatever is done for therapy dogs. No, it's in the lease they sign. No dogs. I don't believe that's possible or true. Chief smokes a lot. Yeah, I don't know if that's possible. Just because they can't make them sign it, I think you're violating fair housing. And maybe you're getting away with it, but I'm fairly sure you can't do that. I'm the guy from Appleton, Nasty Reyes. Oh, I'm not in Australia. Maybe I don't need to talk to you guys too much. When I have great questions like, why am I bald? Maybe, I mean, you shouldn't have to be limited because you don't want to have people ask, why are you bald 100 times a show? Maybe it's the nature of social media that uh, does that. Maybe you're supposed to enjoy it and appreciate the engagement. You are 10 minutes west of Green Bay, all righty? Let's see, in my 3 other buildings, townhouses, I allow dogs because they have more room. Yeah, no, I keep hearing what you allow, but I'm not sure you are allowed to not allow them. And although 55 is speaking, I'm not sure 55 is correct. I don't think you can legally stop people from bringing in therapy dogs into your home. I believe you're violating fair housing laws. Oh, well, okay, well, whatever the word is, service dogs then. Uh, I had a good Christmas, yes, thank you for asking. All right, well, the term service dog then is, so the service dog is not just used. A therapy dog is what goes in hospitals, a service dog. So it's a service dog even if it's used for somebody that says they're anxious without their dogs. Is that what you're saying? Okay. All right, so my thoughts on service dogs. If you're blind and you need a dog to get around, I think it makes sense. Um, but dogs that are let into restaurants or into houses, and again, we got a guy here that says he's a landlord. Let's see, no dogs in multi-unit building. I make it clear from the start. Nobody's has ever tested it. Well, I think you're violating fair housing standards. And I'm not saying you're wrong that you shouldn't be allowed no dog rules. Because again, I don't think dogs should be allowed unless they're really needed in restaurants and grocery stores or apartment buildings. I think you should have a right to not allow service dogs again, okay, I guess that's what I'm saying. If we're calling a service dog what helps a blind person get around a city is the same thing as a service dog uh, that I get a prescription from online because I'm anxious, I think that's silly. And I guess that's what I'm saying. You can't deny them because they're blind. What I'm saying is you can't even deny them if it's a bogus reason to have a service dog. And I think that's kind of silly. I think it's kind of an abuse of the system, and it's kind of prevalent in a lot that's going on in the world a little bit. You saw a dog in Walmart. Walmarts are one thing, but again, dogs bring you joy. Eat on the outdoor patio if you bring your service animal. I mean, I kind of think that too. Again, if you're blind and you really need a dog, I get it. But if you're just doing it because you like your dog and you can get a prescription for it, it seems silly to me. You were dating a mermaid, but she was lying to me. It was a fishy story. I didn't read the rest of that. Chief, you keep saying it. I don't think you can stop people from bringing in service dogs into your building. 55, do you concur with that? If it's a service dog, this landlord, chief, cannot stop the dogs from getting in. Is that true? I'm pretty sure it's true. I was a realtor and I thought that was what I remember. I get that you don't want dogs in and you don't think it's right and that it would be a zoo if you did, but I don't think you can stop it. Depends on the landlord's rules. No, it doesn't depend on the landlord's rules, is what I'm saying. See, everyone, let's see. That would be considered discrimination and protected by the ADA. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Uh, you can't stop somebody. You'd be violating the fair housing laws by doing it. So if somebody wants, maybe you're getting away with it and people are scared. But again, if they hired a lawyer, they could probably file a suit against you. Yeah. And again, okay, so that's my thought on service dogs. I thought they were two different things because, okay, a therapy dog is a dog you train and you bring into a hospital and it lays with people that makes them feel good, I guess. But if they call a service dog somebody that can, again, I saw on Facebook, there was a woman that said, pet laws are silly. Here, just go on servicedogs.com and you'll get your dog qualified as a service dog for $50. Yeah. Kendra, you want to hear a funny story? Let's see. What would be my stock play if I had 100 grand to invest? I have no interest in a stock play, Peter. I don't know even if I turned 100 grand into 200, I'd keep it in and I'd keep grinding on the market. I don't think a stock play appeals to me at all. First of all, I think the market's overvalued, but what do I know? Secondly, I don't want to speculate on it. What I do with 100 grand, I know what I do with it, but it wouldn't be in the stock market. Let's see. Just gonna keep reading my coffee. We actually have a glorious audience. I barely even spoken this morning. Just having my first cup of coffee. Maybe it's because I'm sitting. My neck's kind of got a crick. Here, I'm gonna give you a nice view of my fireplace while I reposition. Oh. Hang with me. Oh, go like that. We'll have the bright light. Oh, that looks scary. I don't really look scary. I'm just not feeling fully awake or ready to take on my day yet. Where's my slippers? Hold on, we're gonna go like that. Grab my slippers. And have a seat over here. See how this goes. Oh. Here we are. Am I single? Yes, very. I do not look scary? Well, thank you. 3 times a year, last 10 years, tenants tried to sneak a dog in. When I heard barking, you demanded the dog remove. The dog immediately, all 3 did remove their dog. You're not listening to what I'm saying, Chief, just because you heard a dog and somebody snuck a dog in. They get one of those service dog things. They can walk through the front door and tell you to go to hell. I'm pretty confident you can't. It's illegal to, you're violating the fair housing standards. I'm not saying you're wrong for your want to. I'm just saying you're wrong because you can't do it. If you try. You just don't have any tenants that know their rights. Yeah, you can't do that. Whether you demanded they leave or not, you just don't have any tenants that know how to get around your rules. Did my 2 restaurants I work at close down for the holidays. The week after Christmas they did. I'm working on Saturday. I can't tell you how unenthused I am to wait tables. Right now I'm a waiter, I'm a bartender, and I work as a substitute teacher. And I'm right now feeling so lack of joy working as a bartender and a server at these 2 specific restaurants. Maybe I'm tired of serving in general. Maybe it's these 2, the clientele and the scene at these 2 restaurants is kind of wearing me out. I was working at Texas Roadhouse for 7 months at the beginning of this year and felt a lot of joy there. I mean, it was a grind, and it was a grind as hell. It was running around for 7-8 hours straight and then some. But I felt like I was doing good and I was making a difference and I was good at it and the customers appreciated me. And I don't really feel that so much at the current restaurants. You say no joy in bartending. I worked a lot of events recently. They did holiday events, and it wasn't a bar. I think I always assumed being a bartender would be cool too. And even on the movie like Cocktail, it looks cool, but he's running around very actively slinging drinks endlessly. I think it might look glorious if you're Tom Cruise and all these gorgeous women are hitting on you in the movies. But for me, it's just constantly mixing drinks. And I honestly don't know how to make a bunch of drinks, so I'm not that good at it. Maybe if I got good at it, I'd feel a little more comfortable. when I serve in Wisconsin, do I notice that people drink more than in Illinois while drinking dinner? Actually, I noticed almost the opposite, Kendra. Uh, when I was in Illinois, when I was out to dinner, I was getting drunk a lot. Even at Texas Roadhouse, people weren't ordering as many drinks as I would have thought. I was actually surprised how many people were responsible with their drinking since I've been up here. So I haven't noticed that actually. Do I interact with the cooks much? Yes, very much, I would say. I hope I'm one of the friendliest front of house workers in the restaurant. Do I enjoy pouring a beer from the tap while bartending? Do I enjoy it? I mean, it's okay. I don't get great joy at pouring a beer from the tap while I'm bartending. It's part of the job. Do you feel any special joy when you pour a beer from a tap? I mean, I'm serious, a little bit. A little bit. Sometimes I'll pull the tap and it'll go and then fill up my cup with foam, and I'll feel like I'm in a rush and I got 70 other drinks to make, and I'll get frustrated that I'm not sure I'm that good at making drinks. I don't like being rushed. I don't want to be darting around, and I get stressed if I feel I have people waiting for me. Home after you've been, okay, are the cooks? I don't know if the cooks are respected by staff and in the kitchen, and if so, how? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I treat the cooks nicely. Are they respected? They're in there working. Can anyone see your comment? Yes. I look like Bruce Willis. Do I like a lot of head while pouring, Ken? Not too much. And I've kind of gotten into a series where I'm struggling getting the beer looking the way I want it. It's frustrating me a little bit. Like there'll come out too much foam, or the tap won't be pumped or something. And again, I think it's because I'm kind of insecure there. I don't know what I'm doing that well. So if I have a tap that's super foamy, I feel like I'll look like a fool trying to get it right. What is the most ordered beer? From the tap, either Spotted Cow or Hazy IPA, I'd say. And from a bottle, maybe Coors Light. And that's just at these restaurants that I'm currently, or the restaurant I'm currently working in Wisconsin. They're different than the beers that are ordered in Illinois. Is there PBR? I don't know that we have PBR. We might. Again, if we do, at this restaurant, I don't think we do. I don't think we do. It's kind of a higher end restaurant where I'm working. No Milwaukee's best. How ironic. I live 90 miles north of Milwaukee, and there's no Milwaukee's best. Okay, Mermaid says, start the pour 1 second before you put the glass under at an angle for the pour. That might help, because you might be right. I appreciate that input, Mermaid. Because a lot of times that first thing right out of the tap, and again, I don't know if I'm frugal or trying to keep it clean. I'm afraid to do it and don't want to waste beer, but that might be the key that I don't know. start to pour before the glass is under it. So that first, because that first ruins the beer and fills it with foam. You wanted to go up to Townsend? I don't know what that means. In Chicago, most popular beers are Miller Lite, Old Style, and Heineken. That sounds right, Chief Smoke-A-Lot. Chief Smoke-A-Lot, do we see eye to eye on your apartment situation? You might be getting away with not allowing dogs, but if somebody wants to push back on it, they can. If they get a service dog, I imagine you could be in trouble, like financial trouble. There's probably pretty big fines for violating the Fair Housing Act. Do the chefs wear chef suits? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to ask any more questions about the cooks at my restaurant today. We've talked enough about the cooks at my restaurant and what they wear and how they're treated and what have you. I think you'll find whatever restaurant you go to, what happens at my restaurant isn't going to happen at what your restaurant is. Your experience might be totally different. So digging real deep into exactly what goes on at mine isn't going to do us any good. Service dogs should be respected inherently. We were talking about that then. That's what started off the show. Somebody asked me my thoughts on service dogs. Again, there's somebody on Facebook or an app on Facebook or a website that basically says pet rent is illegal. Just make your dog a service dog and you can get around it. Well, okay. As long as it keeps working, Chief Smokes-A-Lot, it doesn't bother me. But I'll bet you are putting yourself at risk not allowing service dogs. But that's okay. You can do that. I drove without a Wisconsin driver's license for a while. By the way, I got mine in the mail the other day. I might move back to Illinois in a few months, and I just spent like $400 getting my car registered in Wisconsin. It's kind of a bummer. Somebody said, read you Bible. Not right now. I don't want to read the Bible right now. This is not when I read it. I read 4 chapters a day. Or no, I read 2 chapters a day. But you got a special treat yesterday. I read 4. Yeah. So you guys all have a nice Christmas. Are you back to work today? I got some calls I'd like to return today. People that called me yesterday and I didn't feel up for reaching back out. And I was thinking about calling them and having some long talks, but I'm wondering if they're back to work. Would seem kind of weird having Christmas Eve, Christmas. But I bet you my buddy's back at work today. Have I ever contemplated our place in the universe without God? Yes, most of my life. As a landlord yourself, you have 2 renters with service dogs. You can't charge them extra. Yeah, Lynn, talk to Chief Smokes-A-Lot. You can't charge them extra, and you can't deny them access to your renter. You can't stop them from renting. Chief Smokes-A-Lot said, you might be right. I don't know if the judge would allow a service dog to supersede the signed lease. You can't, yes, Chief Smokes-A-Lot. I almost think you forcing them to sign a lease. I'm pretty darn confident you can't do it. I don't care. I'm not lecturing you. You run your business how you want, but I think you could be easily, some lawyer could, it probably, I don't know, but I'll bet you they have already written out fines for what you're doing. But I'm not blaming you, because again, I think the service dog thing is abused. Yeah. Did I pour Jesus a beer in honor yesterday? Well, I'd be almost excited to pour Jesus. I'm glad somebody hopped on and said, pull the tap and let it go for a second and then put the glass under. I'm excited to pour my next beer because that's been a stressor for me. I'm going, what the hell? No matter what I do, there's this much foam. I can't serve a beer with this much foam. So you've taught me. So doing my show has really been great for me today. Good morning, sad man. Hope you have an amazing Boxing Day or St. Stephen's Day. You just learned that old fashions are popular in Wisconsin. I didn't even know what one was. Really? I mean, I'd had them. It's funny because you'll hear people say, oh, they have the best old fashions. And what goes in an old fashioned isn't some complex mix of alcohols or drinks. And I wonder if it's the glass they pour, just your preconceived idea about what makes a great old fashioned. And again, I think I used it to put too much pressure on myself. Like, am I making this right? You know, and everybody's taste is a little bit different. So whether you add, you know, a little bit more of this or a little bit less of this, I guess I need to take the pressure off and not worry about it so much. Chad said, you learned a lot from YouTube, more than you ever did in a classroom. Wait, hold on here. Somebody asked me a few days ago about refinancing your house and putting it on red instead of getting a 401k. You hit it and your house is paid off now. All right, well, great job for you. I'm happy for you. It's awesome. It's amazing how quickly you did that. Just the other day, I suggested you take all the money, equity out of your house, put it on red, and if you win, it's great. And you were able to do that in like 2 days over Christmas. Wouldn't think the banks would let you refinance on Christmas, but they did. Am I from the United Kingdom? No, I am not. Gambling is a fine investment. Maybe I'm going to get some more coffee. Maybe the day after Christmas show is going to suck. Maybe I don't have anything great to say to you. Maybe it's just me drinking coffee and watching you guys chat. What does putting a house on red mean? We were joking. Somebody asked me if they should contribute more to their 401k. A 401k is an investment vehicle offered by your place of work where you can save for retirement. Somebody was asking me if they should contribute more to their 401k or if they should take a equity line of credit out from their house. In other words, take the equity or the value in a house and go to the casino and put it on red. That's an expression that means go to a roulette wheel. And I don't want to have to explain what a roulette wheel, I'm trying to break it down as simple as I can. But go to a roulette wheel, the thing at the casino where you spin a ball and it goes and bounces around and lands on a number. You can place all sorts of bets at the roulette wheel. One of them is, and one of the probably the most popular, is betting on black or red. And if you bet on red and a red number comes up, you win. But if a black number comes up, you lose, which would leave it a 50-50 proposition. And the casino's never going to let you have a 50-50 proposition. So they put a couple numbers on there that have no color or colored green, 0 and 00. And that's the edge that the casino has when you play roulette. This person returned to my show, said they took all their money out of their house and put it on red and won. Therefore, it was great advice. You only have about 80 grand in savings. Well, first of all, if you're saying you only have 80 grand in savings, you have more saved than 95% of the people in the United States. So feel good about that. What is my opinion about Charlie Kirk's wife? I don't know anything about Charlie Kirk's wife. I'm still saddened that a young, strong voice and was snuffed out, and I feel for his wife and his kids. I don't know her name. I don't know anything about her other than she was married to Charlie Kirk and she lost her husband and the kids lost their father. When you tried to gamble when you were younger, you would only lose. Well, you're better off only losing than almost winning. Have I ever split tens in blackjack? I probably have in my life, but it's certainly not what I would do ever outside of if I was so drunk and feeling so stupidly lucky. I probably have. You can't imagine how many hands of blackjack I've played in my life. We're not talking hundreds or even thousands. I can't even, how many hands of blackjack I've played in my life is a lot. So I've probably done every stupid thing you can do, and splitting tens in blackjack is a stupid thing. I have a problem. No, I don't. Well, we all have some problems. The guy I work with won $8,000 at the poker machine and bought a motorbike with it. Yeah, but he doesn't tell you about all the times he lost. Sad Man sums it up really well. The best thing he ever won was $2 on a scratch card, but he spent at least $10 on it. That's when he realized gambling was a loss. I think that kind of sums it up pretty well. Yeah, I mean, I won 36 grand over a weekend playing blackjack. But that doesn't mean blackjack's a good idea. Good evening, Kate. I'm gonna get a little more coffee. You guys wanna hang with me and talk for a little bit? Is this a glorious audience? Sad Man or Julie, is this a glorious audience? It's 50 people watching, 38 thumbs up. I haven't even asked for anybody to give me the thumbs up. So I very much appreciate all the thumbs up we have. Because I don't think I'm giving you my best. I'm giving you my best today. I saw it somewhere. If you only have, on a day when you only have 40% in the tank and you give 40%, you're giving 100%. I won 36 grand. That's very good. Well, yeah, it's a lot of money. But again, I'm way down in my life in gambling. I would guess my net overall winnings and losings at a blackjack table are probably, I'm gonna guess, and I could be way wrong, but I guess I'm down 100 grand. That seems about right. Oh, feels good. Let's see. Where am I from? I'm coming at you from the lovely town of Appleton, Wisconsin. I don't know if it's where I'm from. It's kind of hard right now because I'm trying to. I believe I'm relocating to Central Illinois to get close to my. I've got four beautiful kids, two little ones, and their mother is relocating to Central Illinois, and I'm trying to relocate there as well. I have a couple months left on my lease. I need to find housing and a job or, yeah, employment in Central Illinois. And to balance it all mentally, I think is kind of challenging for me. And I'm thinking about jobs I want or towns I want to live in and having so much uncertain, and life's uncertain. And it's something I talk here, but I'm not giving you advice. I'm talking through my own stuff. And you guys can follow it if you want, but I'm going to follow it because it's my stuff. And for me, finding employment and moving and having 2 months left on my lease and working as a substitute teacher in Wisconsin and as a bartender and as a server, I'm just trying to balance it all out. And again, I'm working Saturday as a server at a restaurant, and I have so little desire to do it. I have no good fuzzy feelings from working there. And I've talked about it since day one, working at this place. And you that have watched my show for a while, I was on here, and my first 2 days of training were so slow at this restaurant. I was like, well, wait a minute, why do you even work here? And the answer is because 1 out of 3 or 4 or 5 shifts, they work at very busy banquet type events and make a lot of money. But a lot of the day-to-day shifts, they make almost no money. And I was trained on a day-to-day shift, and the woman training me made like, I don't know, like $30. And I'm going, what are you doing? How can you work here? And the answer is because maybe on Saturday she'll be working some banquet and make $400 or $500. But anyway, so I got a regular shift coming up on Saturday, and I'm going, wow, probably not going to make a heck of a lot of money, and I'm certainly not going to feel like I'm changing the world at all. And when I substitute teach, and I've only done it 7 times, and maybe I'll get burned out on it, I feel like I'm really making a difference, and I make kids laugh, smile, raise their hand, answer questions, call me Mr. Tracy, and get sort of warm, fuzzy feelings throughout the day. Not that it's all glorious or there's not work involved or might not be frustrating at times, but I feel so little joy in working as a server and a bartender at the 2 restaurants I currently am. Let's see. I think it would be great if you could live closer to your children. I think I am going to live closer to my children. I appreciate that. I'm trying to. What's the difference of Central Illinois to make to move? I don't know what you mean. Somebody said they are a substitute teacher. It doesn't pay well. It pays sort of okay. It pays okay. It doesn't pay enough for me. But I wouldn't expect it to pay a heck of a lot more. You know, I'm relatively pleased with the pay. Here in Wisconsin, substitute teachers, for anyone wondering, I think this is the value of the show. Most people keep secrets about everything, and you're going, I wonder what it pays. Not Ken. In Wisconsin, being a substitute in this area pays $140 a day. Good morning, Opal Bond. That's not a lot of money, Somebody said salary in Australia for a teacher starting fresh is 79,000. What is the conversion rate from Australia? And I doubt that's a nationwide number, but I think starting pay for most teachers, I don't want to get anybody in trouble because apparently there's some school districts that pay lower, but from where I'm used to and every bit of research I do, a starting teacher here in the States gets about 60 grand. You say your substitute makes 480 a day. Tell me where, I'll go over there. Your district starting is 45,600, okay. That sounds about right. I mean, your kids are in Illinois now, right? What provokes the move at this time? It doesn't matter. They're relocating to central Illinois, and I need to get closer to them. Post Merry Christmas to you, John J. Allen. Starting pay in Ottawa County is 42 grand. Why not move back to Naperville? Well, Jason, you were on yesterday saying a bunch of mean things to me. So why should I take your question? I mean, you weren't even saying slightly mean things. You were saying very horrible things to me. So why do you want me to include you in this conversation and treat you with any respect when you were not slightly degrading me, you were saying horrible things about me? 55 says, with a master's degree, it would be 80 grand. No, we're not going to start over, Jason. We're not starting over. We're not starting over. You don't get to start over. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Or no, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And if I let you keep fooling me, I'm betting you watched my show for 5 years and you say horrible things about me every day. And you certainly said horrible things about me yesterday. So for me to actually answer your question with any sort of respect would be an insult to the decent people that you distracted with your crap yesterday. So stop watching my show. Or hop back on and I'll block you again. 82 credits, get a teaching job. Let's see, happy Boxing Day from the UK. You Americans have a lot to thank the UK for. Hey, we don't know what Boxing Day is. I have a lot of people wishing me happy Boxing Day. I don't know what Boxing Day is, but I appreciate it. Hello, Jake. Give you a gaming laptop. No. I guess the Australians celebrate Boxing Day as well. When I was younger, I wanted to own a barbecue restaurant. Eventually, I decided restaurants are bad business and too risky. Most businesses are risky, and I will say most restaurants, it's tough. Even if you're a successful, massively successful franchises, a lot of those run their course as well. Trends change, and it'd be hard running a restaurant. You're still, let's see, so Boxing Day came in the 1700s. USA never got it. Well, I actually think I might have had Boxing Day explained to me. I met a British guy at Starbucks. Were they like bar hopping? They were bar hopping. He and I think his mother was there from England. And I think they were going bar hopping on Boxing Day. Am I a cop or something? No, but I told you I was looking into jobs in central Illinois. And there was some like federal, like FBI type jobs that were offered. And I go, well, let's see. And it said you had to be like 24 years old or under 37 at the time of applying. So I think it might have been for like the Secret Service. And I was just picturing me in like a black suit with a gun and a badge. And how badass that would be. Let's see. Housing in central Illinois is pretty reasonable. Yes, it's fairly reasonable. I live in Appleton, Wisconsin. Again, I was looking at Decatur but that it seems like that town's got a lot of not much going on, but it does have one of the lowest housing costs in the country. I'm leaning towards Springfield or Bloomington or Champaign right now, but I don't know. Ken the Fed, you know it. Bald cops are the aggressive ones. Oh, again, you know it. Don't mess with me. I'll tase you. Housing in southern Illinois is one of the cheapest. Well, good night in Australia. I appreciate you guys hopping on today. Did I leave cookies out for Santa? No, I did not. I did not. Maybe that's why there were no presents under my tree. Maybe it's because I didn't even have a tree. Oh, I'm not naughty. I was very nice this year. I was very nice. You heard 60 grand buys a house in the better part of Philippines. I would imagine there's area in the Philippines that are quite low cost and quite high cost. But I don't know. I think the Philippines would be fun to visit. Again, I think back to my friend who was going to set me up with her friend, and she said she's a lot of fun. I think about the Philippines and the times 10 years ago I would have gone and got smashed and run on the beach and whatever. And now I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I definitely don't want to get smashed and do it, but I'm wondering if running along the beach would be fun. Maybe running's not my thing on the beach, but maybe I could snorkel or scuba dive. Don't move to Decatur, too small and boring there. Urbana and Bloomington are larger towns and has the U of I University. Yeah. John J. Allen, you asked if I sent my kids anything, if I have any. I think you probably know how many kids I have, John J. Allen, don't you? Good morning from Chicago, Melody. How are you? Oh, I think you do, John J. I look like a good dad. Well, I don't know what a good dad looks like. I hope I'm a good dad. I love my kids to death. You are in Chicago too. We got a couple people from Chicago. When you say you're in Chicago, are you in the city of Chicago or are you in the suburbs? I look like the good version of Hank. North suburb, which one? I would make a good financial advisor. Well, thank you. I was a stockbroker and I might explain things well, but I'd have a hard time generating commission because you have to be able to close people or sell people on things. And although I might explain it, you might go, okay, thanks. I'll go home and do a little research. And I'll go, okay, bye bye. And you'll never buy from me and I'll never get the commission, which would be okay to me outside of I need to pay bills. You're a couple blocks from the lake. Do I think about the Andrew Tate fight? Is Andrew Tate fighting? Is he going back into that? Wasn't he he's the guy with the Lamborghinis and the videos and outspoken and the brother, right? Is that who Andrew Tate is? I think so. He fought, yeah. Does he still? It'd be hard to train at that level. What happened to Andrew as a fighter now? Showing support with a like and comment. Creators need creators. He lost decision a week ago. John J. Allen, I still think you're here suspiciously, but I appreciate the input. Good morning, Fatty Cakes. He was cringy in the ring. I don't know what that means. Tate broke his jaw. All right, well, that's, guess a hazard of being a fighter. I'm amazed that a guy that is apparently that wealthy would want to be a MMA fighter just because the level of training that they go through is amazing. What is harder to win, lottery or a casino? Well, neither are you going to win long term. You can go to the casino and the odds of you walking away a winner tonight are maybe 20%. You go play a lottery ticket, your odds of winning are 1 in 100 maybe. Oh, Paul got his jaw broken. Good morning, Narinder. How are you? I was wondering if you were going to hop on today, Narinder. Yeah, I don't know who Jake Paul is really at all. I know he fought Tyson a little bit ago. Oh. Are we going to talk a little longer? We've got a glorious audience. I don't even know why we have a glorious audience. We've got 72 people watching and 56 thumbs up. I appreciate the glory that is this audience. Talk longer. You were late. All right. All right, well, let me get some more coffee. You guys just sit and enjoy the scenery. Boo, boo, boo. Is Ken short for Kenneth? Yes, it is. Is it your birthday today, Narendra? Is it your birthday? 55's taking us to the gym. 55, without me, you would be totally out of shape. I get you through the gym. You like the fireplace screen on the TV? I would strongly recommend it. Oh, landlord who's violating the fair housing laws. Go to YouTube and look up fireplace. It's awesome. It's very relaxing. Would strongly recommend it. Your birthday's tomorrow. That doesn't count. I want to know if it's Narinder's birthday. Is it your birthday, Narinder? Uh, oh, all right. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Narinder. Happy birthday to you. Ah. Somebody said Dick Van Dyke turned 100 years old this month. I was thinking of moving to Danville. I don't know much about Danville. I know it's down in the central Illinois. And in the central Illinois, look, I don't know what I sound like. In ignoramus. But either way, I know it's roughly where I'd want to be. And Dick Van Dyke is from Danville. When is my birthday? My birthday is August 7th. Somebody asks if I'm from Senegal. Well, I understand the confusion, my appearance, my accent. I look like I am from Senegal. I'm actually not. I get why you would confuse that, though. Narinder, are you 57 today? Any New Year's Eve plans? I'm not going to do a damn thing. I mean, I might end up working if they schedule me. I'm going to have a quiet day. I don't know, New Year's, I didn't even have any Christmas plans. I'm going to go down to the western suburbs and see my two older daughters in the next few days, depending on when my schedule allows. Again, I'm working at the restaurant on Saturday. My schools are off all next week as well. And I think both restaurants I work at are going to be slow over the next couple weeks. So I'm not sure what my plans are. In a perfect world, I'd find a hot lead on a job or a hot lead on a house. But I can't really get a house without a job, and it's kind of hard to get a job without a house. And if I was interviewing me, and I lived in Appleton, Wisconsin, and the other version of me was in central Illinois, and I was interviewing a guy in Wisconsin, I'd go, is he really going to move here? So part of me feels that I need to go down there with nothing and then scramble and quickly get a job. Am I AI? I understand why you could ask that too. Can I do Uber or DoorDash? Well, first of all, no, I can't. But secondly, they don't pay, they're not glorious jobs. One cannot put a roof over their head with Uber or DoorDash. Is this black coffee? Are you the one that asked me if I'm from Senegal? It is black coffee. So what do we do? You're watching the Ten Commandments. All right. Narinder, I love that movie. I really do. I really do. Does anyone want a good version, and I've only watched part of it, of the Old Testament, an easy watch? The Covenant. If you want to catch up on the characters from the Old Testament, watch The Covenant and a brief explanation versus the labor that it is reading the Old Testament itself. Watch The Covenant. I started watching it last night, and it was a 96-minute, it might just be Genesis, but either way, you learn the characters better than from reading the Bible. You need a home and a car. What can we do that to make that happen? You're asking because you're older than us. My answer would be you're not going to get a home or a car today. You're going to have to go through a journey to get to where you need to be to buy a home and a car. And you got to take a single step in the right direction. And I don't know what step that is or where you are in life, but you're going to have to get stuff in order. And stuff, it comes in a bunch of different forms. But yeah, I can't tell you how to get a car and a home today. You're not going to. You need to start moving towards it and maybe say you need to get a job first. Or you need to save some money, or you need to improve your credit. There's so many steps towards suddenly getting a home, and I can't give you any advice to tell you how to buy a home today. Random says, people do not know how hard work these days. Are you asking me if I'm married? I am not married. I'm twice divorced. So I'm not afraid of commitment. I'm just not good at keeping them. Welcome from New Delhi, India. How are you? I'm well, thank you. I appreciate you first time watching. I have a lot of it. I'm huge in India. Please subscribe to my channel. Tell all your friends. Do you know that India is the most populous country in the world? Kind of excited that the world is open up again today. I enjoyed my quiet day yesterday, but it's nice to have the gym open and the coffee shops open and feel I can move forward. There is a country in Africa named Chad. Yes, there is. Somebody said it's minus 18 where they are this morning. It feels like a Celsius reading. I have subscribed. India is populous, but is land of infinite festivals. Do people in India drink much alcohol? Are your festivals like our festivals, which are big street parties and drinking events? It's a glorious audience. I wouldn't have expected such a glorious audience at this morning. Only feeling like I'm sort of going through the motions. If you play games, what is your dream game setup? I do not know what that means. Jake, I don't want curtains. What do I think about Piers Morgan? He has a talk show. Now he speaks like conservatively, right? He's a conservative talk show host. He's kind of got a nice accent. He seems like he's got a fairly pleasant demeanor. People at your gym work out with one hand while texting with the other. I'll tell you what, everyone's workout could be a heck of a lot quicker if people left their phones. Another thing is, and I don't know why it bothers me, but at the gym I go to, there's one older dude in particular that I swear I've almost never seen him pick up a weight. He kind of walks around slowly, and he's not that old, and he wears these gloves, and he slowly goes to the locker room to get ready, and then he slowly walks, and not because he's old, just because he is in no hurry to do anything. And he goes in the room, he scans the room for somebody to talk to, and then he gets real close to him and talks to him the whole time I'm working out. And I've never seen him pick up a dumbbell. And it happens almost every day. And I'm going, holy crap. And I don't know why I let it bother me. I shouldn't, but I do. Hi, Ken. Your place looks interesting and nice. I wish you a nice day. Well, thank you. I think my place is both interesting and nice. People drink a lot in metro cities during festivals. Okay. Beer and whiskey, those who live in the mountains. Okay. He keeps his house clean. All right. Let's see. Well, that's a good one. Yesterday was your last drink of alcohol. Huh. How do I feel about inflation? I haven't noticed inflation really over the last year or so. About 5 years ago, when cereal box prices jumped from $3 to $8, it was concerning, and the sizes of the cereal boxes got cut in half. That was concerning. I think inflation has moderated a lot over the last year or two. It doesn't mean prices are going to go down to what we're used to. But if you're talking like inflation, well, I guess inflation across the board, housing prices have slowed. For a while, again, about 4 or 5 years ago, housing prices were going up 10 or 15% a year. And that is very problematic. But it seems like housing prices have stabilized and are kind of just hanging out right now. But there's still very little inventory. I think something's going to change in the markets across the board. I know too many people haven't put their house on the market for so long. There's too little inventory of houses, and the stock market goes up and hits new highs every day. Am I rich? What if you take Social Security early and focus on doing this for income? Well, I don't think I can take Social Security early and focus on doing this for income. I don't think Social Security is going to keep me housed. I am brick wall wealthy. Price of meat is ridiculous. You say that, Mermaid. I bought meat more. Deli meat does seem crazy expensive. You know, I used to be able to buy ham for like $4.99 a pound a few years ago. Now it's like $10. But ground beef hasn't gone up over the last few years. I buy ground beef once or twice a week, and on sale I can still usually get it for like $4.99 a pound. And that doesn't seem like a horrific deal to me. Hello, Mike Stubbs. I did enjoy yesterday. Thank you for asking. I'm divorced twice, but I still have a house. I mean, there's times in my life I didn't have a house, and I lived in a car. The background is such a vibe, doesn't it? It looks like an AI. I did an interview with somebody, and they didn't call it a vibe. They go, ooh, I love your background. It does almost look fake. It's so great. Pork tenderloin is a little less known, cheaper meat. Yummy, yeah. Yeah, you can buy like chicken thighs are amazingly cheap. So you can still buy. Again, I go grocery shopping more now than I ever have. And I haven't seen prices go up in the grocery store for the last couple of years. Maybe a little bit, but not significantly. Coffee prices have trickled up a little bit. 2-3 years ago, you could buy Starbucks pretty consistently for $7.99 for a bag of coffee. Now it's $9.99. But for the most part, I think food prices haven't gone up, gas prices haven't gone up, and housing prices haven't gone up in the last 2 years. That's my thoughts on inflation. Food and gas prices are going down. I haven't seen food prices going down. I hope they are. And gas prices have been hanging, at least over the last 10 months, between $2.50 and $3 a gallon of gas in Wisconsin for the last 10 months. So I don't know if they're going down. I hope they are. They were higher, there's no doubt about it. Chad said Aldi is great for food. I like the store Aldi. Do I have pets? No, I don't. Hello, I'm doing well. Gentrification is getting to your little beach town. What does gentrification mean? Somebody said rentals have waiting lists in Illinois. What are they waiting for? Coffee is too much. I don't want to sell coffee for a living. Somebody's suggesting I sell my own coffee. I just don't feel like selling my own coffee. Chief, gas prices move around like almost daily, though. I appreciate that you're saying they were $3.49, now it's $2.89. I have a hard time believing gas is $2.89 in Chicago, Chief. But either way, they bounce around. And you're right, it's at the low end of the range. In Wisconsin, we're paying $2.50 or something for gas, and it might have been $2.89. But gas prices bounce around. What am I cutting down? I don't know what you mean. You've been looking for a one bed for months. Well, Chief, I'm from Chicago area. I know how it works. I'm still a little surprised you're paying $2.89, but that's fine. Hello, Peter. How are you? Somebody hopped on and said they're worthless. I'm sorry you feel that way. Again, a glorious audience. My shows are getting so long, though. Is that original exposed brick? It certainly is. It certainly is. Again, this building's 100 plus years old, and they don't make them like they used to. So it's super duper cool. It's really cool. I'm sad. I'm slightly looking at homes in the central Illinois. I don't even know where I want to be. And I'm going to really miss this apartment and miss the Y where I work out, because I like this apartment a lot. Is yellow a traditional color in the city? I don't know what you mean. When did this stream start? 6 o'clock, so 99 minutes ago. What kind of candle is that? I don't know. It's a red one. Why Illinois? Because the mother of my 2 young children is relocating to central Illinois, and I want to be close to them. For brick, I don't know. I don't know what color is traditional for the brick, but it's the brick that I have in my building. I don't even know what commercial grade it means. It used to be a newspaper this is the Post Crescent building. This is a historical building, and it's really cool. It's right downtown. Taxes are higher. Believe me, I'm not that thrilled I'm leaving Wisconsin. I like a lot about Wisconsin. The political climate is way cooler than in the suburbs of Chicago. But I think the political climate will be okay in central Illinois, depending on what city. If I go to Champaign, I bet you there's big swaths of radical leftist. And I bet you if I go to some small town, it's probably small swaths of near radical right leaning people. What's nice about Wisconsin is you kind of get a good mix of both. Did my hair fall off? When you say fall off, the terms usually fall out. But yes, my hair fell out. You like Wisconsin, beautiful lakes, good fishing. Chief, I haven't caught any fish in Wisconsin. And honestly, I haven't seen any lakes that are so beautiful in Wisconsin that don't exist in Illinois. You are probably going on vacation to certain spots, and there's areas of Wisconsin, but I live in Appleton and don't see, I don't know where a beautiful lake is close to where I live. Lake Tahoe is very impressive. You also wanted to catch a muskie in Wisconsin, but you never had. What do they say? That's a fish of 1,000 casts or something like that. I don't have a huge interest in muskie or northern pike particularly. They kind of scare me. They got big teeth. I like smallmouth bass. Chad says Wisconsin has more lakes than Minnesota. Well, I'm just telling you, they might, and I heard that they do, but I don't live by any lake that I find. I live close to Lake Winnebago, and I'll tell you, Lake Winnebago is a very shallow lake and kind of murky. My Christmas was very nice, thank you. Have I been to Milwaukee? Not since I've lived in Wisconsin. I've driven by it. I think Wisconsin might be neat because, again, it's on Lake Michigan. It's a big city. And it's probably a little cheaper and less chaotic than maybe Chicago is. So I think I could enjoy Milwaukee, but I have not been to it other than traveling through. Do I work in construction? No, I don't. Yosemite is a lovely place to see. Am I looking for a wife? No, I'm not. I look like I cook a lot. I had Christmas dinner was pancakes, and my lunch was nachos. The land of the drinker is Wisconsin? Perhaps. There's a lot of bars here, there's no doubt about it. Am I divorced? I am divorced. You caught a lot of bluegill and crappie. Yeah, I mean, do I mind if you ask what I do? No, I appreciate you politely phrasing it. I have 3 jobs right now. I am a waiter at one, I'm a bartender at another, and I substitute teach. And I came up to Wisconsin without a huge plan for what I was going to do. I was a realtor for 17 years. I left that after my second divorce, which was ridiculously painful, and moved up here and started waiting tables at a Texas Roadhouse in Appleton, Wisconsin. And I currently work at 2 kind of higher end restaurants, but because they're higher end, I don't get a lot of joy from working there. But they pay the bills. And I started substitute teaching about a month and a half ago, I guess, and I've really enjoyed that. But it's not quite enough to pay the bills. How can you become a bartender? Well, I think you could probably figure out how to become a bartender on your own. You're welcome. I don't think bartender school is necessary. Why do I look so young? Good genes, shaved head, healthy lifestyle, fairly thin frame. Think of my three jobs as one various that both pays the bills and gives you joy. Well, that's actually good advice, A-bombs. But I don't go to all three on the same day. Do I have any teaching degree? No, I have a substitute license here in Wisconsin. What you need to become a substitute teacher, if you have a college degree, this might be nationwide, I'm not sure. It's fairly easy to get a substitute license. You need to take like an 8-hour class, pay like $300 in fees, and get a background test and a drug test, and then you can be licensed to be a substitute teacher. What's the worst job I've ever worked? I think the worst job, the most depressed I've ever been at a job was working as a financial advisor at a Chase Bank in the suburbs of Chicago. I was called the team leader. This bank had been gobbled up by JP Morgan, which was to become Chase. There was a lot of older people that were set in their ways, in their jobs, and my job was to motivate the staff, including the manager, to buy in on investments. And again, I get a lot of energy or lose a lot of energy depending on who I'm with. There wasn't a whole lot of energy in this bank, and I was very depressed working there, and worked there for about a year, and that was a horrible time for me. Hard jobs, I remember being a dishwasher wasn't the most pleasant job, but it was work. Being a stockbroker was kind of yucky, but it paid well when it paid. I didn't love being a realtor. Barkeeper is nice. We were in a few days ago, the barkeeper, we talked to a lot with barkeeper, nice for communicative people. Yeah, but again, it's not as much as that as I thought. Sitting there and just kind of talking, conversation with people. It's massive creation of cocktails in a hurry. And having people say, hey, I need this, I need this, I need this, and you have the wait staff. I think where I do it, the system's screwy. They don't enter their drinks. Okay, maybe it's not being a bartender, it's where I work. Everywhere I've worked, at Texas Roadhouse, I would enter on the computer, I need a old fashioned, or I need a Bud Light, or I need this. And I would hit send, and the ticket would go to the bartender, they'd get a printout. And then the bartender would make the drinks. But I have like 4 different waiters looking at me saying, hey, I need a glass of Cabernet, I need 2 Chardonnays, an old fashioned, and a Bud Light. And I got another one saying the same thing, and I've got guests saying the same thing. And I think the system there is screwy. That's what I think. Yeah, they are stressful, aren't they, Chief? I find them stressful. Good morning, Chromatics. How are you? What is this on my shirt? It says Lumisafe. It is a reflective company. It is a group of kids. I was at my daughter's track meet a few years ago, and there was some kids out there that were marketing this sports gear, the sweatshirt, t-shirts type things like that for people that would like run at night, and it's reflective gear. And they called it LumaSafe, and they found me on social media and wanted me to talk about their product and sent me this sweatshirt. And that's what it is. Do they give people free food? Yeah, kind of. I don't know. That's not even that interesting. A little bit. Can you go live from bartending jobs so you can watch me stress? No. Nice of me to help them out. I mean, they gave me a shirt. I did a couple videos on it. I thought it was cool. I was impressed that they were go-getters. Yeah, I thought they were go-getters. I lie a lot. Somebody says, I lie a lot. That seems strange. Let's see, can you please say hello? No. No. I'm not going to say hello to people that you say it's their birthday. If they want to come on and tell me it's their birthday, I just sang happy birthday to somebody. What are my plans today? They're going to be awesome. I'm going to finish up my show here. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work out. I'm probably going to go to a coffee shop and edit some videos. Probably going to FaceTime each of my kids. Kind of play it by ear. You might be in Appleton today. Maybe Fond du Lac. Okay. Thank you, BSS. I wish you had a shorter name. I don't know how to say that. I can't even make a word out of that. There's no vowels. I wish I could buy a vowel. I'd give you one or two. Horses do strange things. I'm gonna get one more cup of coffee because I'm having so much fun. And we have such a glorious audience today. Here we go. Let's see. It is kind of, cozy. It's a really nice apartment. It's a really nice apartment. I'll do a quick spin. But again, there's huge windows. Nice open kitchen. My dining area. My living room. TV area. My bedroom, big window. That's a bear's blanket, anyone wondering? My bathroom. And what I can't almost do without, I've been spoiled, is my huge laundry room. It is almost a perfect apartment. Again, I'm sad if I leave here. I know a home is where the heart is, and it's going to be awesome being with my little ones, but I'm still going to miss this apartment. There's no doubt about that. Hello, Lisa Maria. How did the interview go? I think it went well. Favorite college football team is the Illini. Do I miss my hair? Not at all. Where is my chicken coop? I do not have a chicken coop. It is an open floor plan. It's a great apartment. I was super lucky to find it. I was just driving around and there was this loft sign. And I pulled in and said, hey, do you rent lofts? And she looked at me funny. What's behind the door? I mean, I'm not sure why you need to ask what's behind the door in the laundry room. Yes, it's a closet. I appreciate you care so much to want to know what was behind that door, but it's a closet. Yeah, I am in Wisconsin. Ever fly a drone outside my window? No. It's a very nice apartment, thank you. My windows do not open. You could not launch a drone outside my window. If I had a gripe about this apartment, and it'd be ridiculous to gripe about it, it's affordable and gorgeous. It'd be awesome to be able to open the windows, or even better, have a balcony outside, and I can't do that. That would be $3,000 a month. Yeah, no, it would have been $3,000 a month in Naperville, where I was living before, and it's half that here. Do I have a usual filter coffee machine? Yes, I do. It is under $2,000 a month. Wisconsin is nice, I like it. When is the last time I played golf? I would say it was August. I've played golf maybe 6 times this year. And there was I had a buddy that I worked with at Texas Roadhouse, and he and I golfed. He was a great athlete, college baseball player, and could hit the crap out of the ball, but I think I stressed him out, and he golfed very poorly every time I played with him. Yes, it is LumaSafe. You guys can Google it. I mean, I assume they have a website, but my shirt does say LumaSafe. I think it says something on the back too. Probably says LumaSafe on the back. Probably looks backwards to you, but it's not. It's quite reflective. I just talked about what LumaSafe is. Do you need? It's a reflective gear sporting equipment company started by some young kids, some high schoolers, or I think they were high schoolers, that I met at a track meet a couple of years ago. And they found me online and sent me a shirt, and now I'm wearing it. Is it raining here? Yes. Yes. I mean, I don't know if it's actually raining, but it sure looks wet out. Do you want to look at it? I think maybe you guys are getting tired of my show. I blame you. If this content sucks, it's the questions I'm getting. You're asking me what's behind that door. Is it a closet? And what type of coffee maker I have. And this person I'm bored with. So we're going to remove them. And now they're gone. You like this weather. All right. Well, we talked for about 2 hours, and it's been a glorious audience today. And absolutely, can I talk more about the interview? I appreciate you, Lisa Maria. I'm not sure I know you, but you've been following for a while, and I like the way A, you asked it, and B, the depth of the question. I get asked a lot of questions like, why are you bald? Or what type of how many cups of coffee do I drink a day? And granted, it's a hazard of doing this, but it's hard for me to make a super fun show if I'm just asking, is that a closet? Or what's the weather like? Or how many cups of coffee do I drink? There's not a lot to dig my teeth into. Lisa Maria asked if I could talk more about the interview. I'd say it went very well, extremely well, both of them. I interviewed with 2 people from one company, and it went very well. It was the 23rd and the 24th of Christmas Eve. Are they going to offer me a position? I don't know. Would I accept it as is? It was a full-time job with benefits. The pay wasn't crazy high. Not that I need crazy high pay, but it went real well. And I think the job could be super fun and I could be good at it. Yeah. You enjoy when I describe that I interview them? Yeah, no, I'm not out there begging for any jobs. I just don't understand how anyone would do that. I'm finding out if it's a good fit for both of us, because, if I beg for a job that I don't want and I get the job and I hate it, I'm going to suck. I don't want to do something I suck. So I don't put on any fancy face, although I will say I did wear a dress shirt for the first interview. And I told him I dressed up for him. He was dressed surprisingly casually. But it was, again, the holidays. But either way, I'd say it went real well. I don't know if they'll offer me a job or not, but we'll see. Hello, coffee person. So anyway, again, we've had a glorious audience and a glorious show today. Aaron does not like to wear suits. Does anyone wear suits anymore? Does anybody wear suits anymore? I don't know. It's surprising. I used to wear a suit all the time to work. And that was a long time ago. But I'm not sure that people wear them anymore. And it's so weird, because I don't feel like I'm that ancient, but to see things change in your lifetime so drastically, that people don't really wear suits anymore is strange to me. Somebody says not willingly. I mean, I see attorneys do. Unfortunately, I still go to court from time to time. Somebody says snakes and suits and ties. How old am I? Very, very old. I'm 57. Lisa Maria says suits are sexy. Are they sexy? How old are you, Lisa Maria? I don't think suits are sexy. I think men are probably sexy in the suits. And those men wearing clothes that are put together, that are more casual, would be sexy as well. You're 50. All right. So roughly, I mean, you're a little younger than me. But you know what I mean? You're picturing like George Clooney wearing a suit, and you're thinking, oh, that suit is sexy. But you'd also probably find George Clooney sexy wearing jeans and a dress shirt or what have you. Because I'm thinking about the people I've seen wear suits most recently, and they're attorneys, and I didn't think they were sexy at all. As a matter of fact, a lot of them looked pretty frumpy. What is my favorite food? I mean, this is my fault. I said I would sign off a little bit ago. Uh, lasagna. ZZ Top didn't actually say women love a sharp dressed man. I think they said every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. Every girl's crazy about a sharp dressed man. Lots of people are slipping on the ice lately in Wisconsin. I'm not sure that they are, Chad. I'm not sure that they are. I mean, maybe. It's not even cold enough for ice to be out there. Was history one of my favorite subjects growing up? I think math was probably my favorite subject growing up, but I've kind of come around to history. And again, I'm fascinated with watching documentaries, and I love learning things. And there's so much you can learn about every day. Why do Coptic Christians in Egypt celebrate a different Christmas? I don't know what a Coptic Christian is and have no idea why in Egypt would they celebrate a different Christmas, but either way. Yeah, I don't know at all. I think there's some debate about the day Jesus was actually born. Maybe that's why, but I don't know. Some famous judge in Wapaka County fatally slipped on ice last week. That's one hell of a slip. That is one hell of a slip. He fatally slipped on ice? He died from a slip? Did he hit his head? Even still. Good morning, Ron. How are you? Are they teaching Common Core math? I don't know what Common Core math is. Yeah, I don't actually know what Common Core math is, so I don't know if they are. Good morning, Penelope. How are you? I was supposed to sign off a little bit ago, but I'm still here. I guess because it's 8 in the morning. And I guess because my next stop is at the gym. I think the hardest part about going to the gym is, again, once I'm there, it's super easy, but getting there a little bit. Yeah. Is there underground parking there? Where? In Wisconsin, at the gym? In my building? In my building, I have underground parking. Orthodox. Looking like a vibe. I need to get what a vibe means. I think it's complimentary. But I appreciate that. Gym is very good. 55's halfway through your workout. I'm totes jealous, 55. That you're halfway through your workout and I'm not even dressed for it yet. That's not fair. Life's not fair, Ken. Well, have a wonderful day, Lisa Maria. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And it sounds lovely to be snowing. We have, it's gorgeous snow we were getting every day here about a month ago, and it hasn't really snowed since then. Well, thank you, Danny boy. So, yeah. But anyway, again, it is Friday morning. 80 degrees in Texas. Yeah, I got no use for Texas. I mean, I got some use for Texas. I'm glad there's a state of Texas. But personally, uh, I got no use for Texas or Australia. How do you get over being hurt by someone who you have feelings for? One bite at a time. You acknowledge that you're hurt by the person, so you're okay with the concept that you're feeling sad or hurt. And you realize just because you're hurt by a person, once you acknowledge it and stop fighting it, it just becomes a thought rather than part of who you are, that pain and that loss. It becomes a thought rather than, again, part of who you are. And slowly but surely, you can take that thought and put it over here and go, hey, that's my, I'm feeling sad. I miss a person, but it's just a thought and it's over here. And over time, that thought gets smaller and you get some distance from it. And I think the first step is acknowledging the feelings that you're going through, because once you acknowledge them, you can then separate them from who you are. A lot of times we'll have thoughts of anything running through our head and it will become who we are. And when we separate ourselves from our thoughts, I think we get power over them. Well, Mike loves me. I appreciate that. Chief Smoke gives you some different advice. Move on. There's more women. I think it was a woman that asked me that. There's a million fish in the sea. You've never seen me drink coffee? Then you don't watch my show very often. You do not watch my show very often if you've never seen me drink coffee. You're gonna see it right now. What is the subject of this video? I feel like I'm in class. Today we're going to be talking about if I was going to teach a class today, what would I teach it on? It'd probably still be religious studies, because that's really been on my mind as I read the Old Testament every night. You say I drink tea a lot. I really don't drink tea very often. I didn't own tea till 2 weeks ago, and I bought some. Scotty loves the Bible. Have you read the Bible, Scotty? Cover to cover? I think a lot of people say they love the Bible, they've read the Bible, but they probably haven't. All right. Okay, there you go. You haven't read it cover to cover. You've read bits and pieces. I'm telling you, if you read the Old Testament, it's a really hard read. It's a really hard read. You say Genesis is your favorite. Even that, I wonder what is so great about the book of Genesis. Somebody asked me earlier on the show, what's my favorite passage? And I said, in the beginning. Because, yeah, the Old Testament is a hard read. Genesis is a great band. Even the New Testament has some verses that are hard to understand. But I'm hoping that there's some warm fuzzies in the New Testament, and I haven't found them yet in the Old. John says, New Testament is more relatable. Matt, Mark, Luke, and John are all good reads. Well, I look forward to it, because again, I think the Old Testament is really a hard read. in a yucky read. That is probably what I would talk about. But if you wanted, we could talk about math or the stock market or real estate or fitness or working out. I guess that's fitness, or whatever you wanted. Penelope has tried reading the Bible, but you can't get through it. You can't believe the stories. You were probably biting off more than you can chew. And probably expecting to sit down and read the Old Testament as if it was a novel and read 50 pages of it. I'll tell you, if you tried to read 50 pages, you would gloss over and not absorb anything, I don't think. Just because the words and the style of the writing and the viciousness of the stories are so unpleasant, almost from start to finish, that you couldn't possibly take that much in. Did rain come down to flood the earth, or did water come up from the underground seas, or both? I do not know. Why do I look like the Wolf of Wall Street? Well, first of all, I wish I looked like the Wolf of Wall Street, because that's Leonardo DiCaprio, and he does well. Sure. To read the whole Bible, it takes a year reading. I don't know what you're saying. Miss Tessmacher. Who is Miss Tessmacher? That's funny. I know that name. Miss Tessmacher? Who is Miss Tessmacher? All right, Scotty, you have a blessed day as well. You just cannot believe what's in it. Okay. Have I read On the Origin of Species? Is that the book by I haven't read The Origin of Species. Darwin, thank you. His name was slipping my mind. I don't know why. I guess because I don't have any pressing need to go anywhere today. That's why I'm still talking to y'all. I hope you guys are finding some value in it, or somebody cares. Because, yeah. But I'm probably done with my coffee. Who is Miss Tessmacher? I drew a blank on that. Miss Tessmacher? I know who it is. I know the name. I can't think of who it is, though. What's it from? Are there elevators there or stairs in my building? I mean, Chad, come on. How interesting of a question is that? I mean, there's elevators and stairs. Nobody's telling me who Miss Tessmacher. Wait a minute, Miss Tessmacher was from Superman. From Superman, worked at the Daily Planet. And J. Jonah Jameson would scream, Miss Tessmacher! And she'd come running in. That's who it was. That is who it was. I thought I'd get that. I couldn't remember Charles Darwin, but I remembered who Miss Tessmacher was. I think I'm right about that, too. Yeah, it was like the original Superman. That's really a reference from long ago for me and for you. But anyway, I'm starting to get comfy cozy. You love reading the Bible. I think the stories in the Old Testament are true and accurate. Well, they are vicious, whether true or accurate. I think as a history book, there might be some value in it to kind of understand maybe what's still going on in the Middle East today, why they're fighting over land, and why there's so much hatred and war in the world. Penelope's asking me if I believe in the Big Bang and evolution occurred. I don't believe the earth is 6,000 years old or that God created the earth in 7 days. I think the Big Bang and creationism almost go hand in hand. If I'm God, I'm probably not gonna, build the earth and the sky and the seas and part them all and all this. I'm probably gonna do it all in one big bang. And that's what I think. You've been to Israel twice. To Joe and the Family Guy. Okay, well, Chief says, all right, so that explains it to you. A day for God is thousands of years for us mortals. All right. All right, J. Jonah Jameson was Spider-Man. You're right, it was Spider-Man. It wasn't the Daily Planet. Miss Tessmacher, though, is from either Spider-Man or Superman. I still can't remember which one, but one of those. That's who Miss Tessmacher is. But anyway, we have had a glorious show today, and I appreciate you guys for hopping on and sharing a little bit of your Friday morning with me. I hope anybody new here, please subscribe to my show. I go live every morning. I talk about whatever the heck we want to talk about. And I've been going live at night reading a couple of chapters out of the Bible. So you can join me for that as well. But either way, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. You're having a great, great week. You're feeling good. You're loving yourself because God loves you. You're forgiving yourself because you are forgiven. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.